Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another fantastic edition of Sit Back with Shaq and Anu. It is a Tuesday evening and it has been a crazy wet Tuesday evening so far.
Absolutely. I mean, if you wanted a literal explanation of raining cats and dogs, well,
Buckets.
it didn't get literal like that. There were no actual cats and dogs falling around, but the rain was just incredible. And but the thing was, Shaq, it was isolated in in that part of Colombo, I think.
It was
Because when,
crazy, Anu. It was crazy. I think close to about 1.5 hours, it just pelted down like nobody's business.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think like the gullies and the drainage system could handle it because right after that I had to go and pick up my wife
Right.
from her workplace, and I saw the those manhole covers and all
Sprouts.
were bubbling up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, and those are heavy metal
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
right? I mean, it's
It
not.
takes about 3 guys to actually put it.
Yeah, so they were just being pushed upwards. The water pressure was so much. And I was just thinking, thank heavens, we kind of redid that whole drainage system with Japanese assistance
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, because otherwise, again, Colombo would have got submerged.
For sure. We'll all have boats. Our cars will be boats. We're back, and of course, we're still in the payback edition of our sit back shows. We're into the final few shows, as a matter of fact. Actually, the final 3 shows, as a matter of fact. And Shami Davas will be back on the show with us on our last show, which is Thursday, where we're going to be talking about the finals. The Sri Lankan cricket team basically dashed our hopes and all our predictions, and they're back home.
They dashed back home,
They
actually.
dashed back home for more than one reason.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of talk on
Absolutely.
social media, on the goings on with the arrest, of course, with one of the Sri Lankan cricketers. We're going to be talking about that also on the show. And if you've got any questions, by all means, you can post it up. And you know our number. It'll be coming up on your screen. You can actually send us your questions if you have to. 077 669 1590. Before we move on, a big thank you to our sponsors, Softlogic Live, for being a part of the show with us. Thank you so much for holding on with us. So we've got Daraz on the show with a big show, of course, coming up on the 11th, which is this Friday, 11 sale for Daraz. And we've got Edge Vantage Workflows also on the show with us. Gonna take a break. We shall be back right after this. And we've got details from Down Under coming up right now.
So here we have it. Let's see now, how the World Cup continues without Sri Lankan.
I really don't want to.
Without Sri Lankan flavor in it.
Yeah.
Nobody's really interested.
Not at all.
but the ICC is really interested. And it's good to know. I always think that what happened to us was a case in point that I don't think any team has ever experienced. Well, not to my memory, certainly, where you suffer 6 injuries
True.
going into a World Cup, of any sort. It's just going to debilitate any team, But despite all of that, Sri Lanka, I think, gave a super fight.
We did. We had our moments.
Yeah.
We could have actually won a few matches. Unfortunately, we let go at crucial times. And I think this boils down to experience at the end of the day. The
Yeah.
bunch of young guys coming together, putting the team together. They've been playing only for the last maybe 18 months together.
Absolutely, and that's what's important, Shaq, because I think the next tournament that comes along, we are going to be a much better oiled team
Yeah.
to face that, and also have contingencies in place so that should this ever happen again, this kind of injury prone nature, or especially of the pace attack, well, we better be ready for it.
I
For
know.
one thing, change our fitness regime for the pace bowlers, especially because clearly they just couldn't hold up.
And the unfortunate situation, it was our frontline paces. Now, we lost our frontline paces going into a tournament in Australia where the wickets obviously take a lot of speed and, of course, a lot of pace. We lost our frontline paces, which, of course, curtailed the entire progress. Well, clearly, we can't put it down to excuses. That was one of the reasons.
Yeah.
But we also had our moments in most of the matches, which we could have turned it around. Crucial moments, we need to win those little phases. Unfortunately, we didn't.
Absolutely.
But
And the fielding.
Oh my God.
the fielding let us down so badly in so many occasions that actually, two of those matches especially could have been completely turned
That's
around
right.
if the catchers had been caught.
I know. Unfortunate situation. That's what they always say. Catchers do win matches.
Yeah, and like I said, but it's a good learning experience for Sri Lanka, but especially the Sri Lanka cricket team and Sri Lanka cricket, the administration, because you certainly know what you need to fix now.
Right here, right. Okay, let's find out. We're into the eve of the two semi-finals. Ooh, the first semi-final is tomorrow. Pakistan, man, what luck for that team.
I tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being an India-Pakistan final.
I will be surprised. I will be surprised because I don't know, but that's exactly a promoter's dream there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where a crap load of money will be made.
Absolutely. Well, you know what right now what's happening?
What's happening?
ICC is hosting the New Zealand team to a dinner.
Right.
Where Badayanda beheddala munta
So we got the Pakistan and the New Zealand match happening tomorrow. Great match, of course. Out of the four teams, Anu, New Zealand, Pakistan, England, and India. New Zealand is the team that's actually had the most successful run-ups in world cricket in ICC events.
Yeah.
But they've never actually crossed the line. They
Haven't
haven't.
they?
No, they
Oh,
haven't. They
okay.
haven't. They've been into many semi-finals. They've obviously lost. They've been to finals, and unfortunately, they've lost. But you got the other three teams who've actually won the ICC T20 trophy before. So let's find out exactly what's going to happen. So big match tomorrow. Pakistan taking on New Zealand. Who's your money on?
I think my money is going to be on Pakistan.
On Pakistan.
Yeah, you know why? Because I know New Zealand is the better team.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. They're well balanced. They don't panic.
Right.
They seem to have it together. A nicely knit, good-looking package.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Pakistan, who would have thought that Pakistan would be in the semi-final,
And
right?
after losing those two games, right? They wake up Sunday morning and they realize, and nobody thought that Netherlands was going to beat South Africa.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Everybody was actually talking about South Africa being in the final four.
Absolutely,
right.
yeah.
It was just a
Almost a given.
almost a given.
Yeah. And in fact, we showed you the betting odds on that day, the day prior.
Oh my God.
There was not a hope in hell for Netherlands.
Man. Unfortunately, the South Africans really do carry these chokers tag wherever they go.
Absolutely.
And and all Netherlands had to do was beat Pakistan. And if they did, all Pakistan had to do was to beat Zimbabwe, and they would have got into. Actually, no. All Pakistan had to do was they beat Bangladesh. I think.
Yeah.
Bangladesh, yeah, and they were in the semifinals. Otherwise, what would have happened was South Africa would have gone into the semis, right? And Pakistan would have beaten Bangladesh and hoped that India would have lost to Zimbabwe. If India lost to Zimbabwe, India would have been out.
Yeah. Yeah, but India is looking. They've gotten better and better, I think, as the matches have progressed.
Yeah, I honestly feel sorry.
Yeah. When is the India match is day after, is it?
On Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I honestly feel there's really no stopping Pakistan now.
Absolutely. I think they are riding a wave of luck.
Yeah.
So this is why my money is going to be on Pakistan. Not that they are the better team. They are just like full of surprises
That's
when
true.
it comes to talent.
You are right.
But the thing is, you can't expect them to perform a certain way because they don't.
Exactly.
They do different things.
Completely on that day, because I remember today I actually read a quote from Brad Haddin, who was a test captain of the Australian team. He's like, it's a nightmare to actually plan for this team because you don't know which Pakistan team is going to turn up. Right? It could be a team where you can roll them over for about 100 runs, or it could be a team that they will have 100 for no wickets in like 5 overs. So you cannot plan for a team like that. That's how unpredictable Pakistan have always been. My money is on New Zealand because I really want New Zealand to actually win
T20. Something. They deserve it, and they're such a gentlemanly team, on top of everything else.
And they smile when they're defeated.
Yeah.
How could you do that? Kane Williamson, how could you do that?
Yeah, Kane Williamson is a great guy. Can you remember those little videos of him like with the kid in Sri Lanka? going up, taking selfies
Yes,
while at the
yes,
match.
yes.
I mean,
And there was a great video where some Sri Lankan fans obviously celebrated his birthday.
yeah,
They
cut a
had
cake.
cut a cake
Yeah, that's
while at the
right.
match. He ran over, he cut the cake, he fed somebody, and he
Yeah,
ran.
yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wonderful guy. That's why I am rooting for New Zealand.
Yeah,
All right.
actually, they deserve to win it for sure. But my money is still on Pakistan.
Yeah.
But
So
I have to say this, Shaq. How bad do you think Australia feels hosting the T20 World Cup?
but the thing is this,
Yeah,
Anu,
yeah.
there's always been a tradition that the host nation has never won the T20 World Cup.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
A host nation has never won it. And
Okay.
that
You can't call it a tradition. It's a glitch in
it's
the
an
system.
omen. It's an omen of sorts, right?
Okay, okay.
It's an omen, and then everybody thought that Australia would have actually won it. No, because I mean, when we hosted it, we came to the finals and we lost it
Yeah. Okay.
in 2012, I think. We hosted it along with Bangladesh or something. Oh no, Sri Lanka, can't remember. 2014, we won it where Bangladesh hosted it.
Right.
Right. So host nations, unfortunately, have not actually won the T20 World Cup so far. And okay, what else do we actually have from details from down under? ICC T20 World Cup, 8 best matches of the Super 12s. Basically, your supporting teams. There you go. Those are the 8 best matches of the Super Tour World Cup. Clearly, the first one, Netherlands beating South Africa.
He's right on top. Yes.
Giant beaters, giant killers there. India Pakistan, great game that was.
Yeah.
Another one, of course, Ireland beating England. I'm sure the Englishmen didn't take that line down.
That was a historical grouse that they were holding.
That's right.
We'll
And
get you this time.
we'll get you this time. And then you've got the other big matches. I'm so glad
Yeah.
that Sri Lanka is not actually featured in any one of those.
Yeah. Well, I feel a little upset. You're not
We were just we were just taken apart. So clearly, nothing to say a best match of sort.
Okay.
What else do we have on the show? Virat Kohli has smashed the most runs in the T20 World Cup while only being dismissed once. Amazing. 220 runs just for this World Cup. He's also the highest scorer of all T20 World Cups, beating the great Mahela Jayawardene's record.
Yeah.
And Kusal Mendes is there with 205. I'm so glad that's there. That's basically there. We can see the top 10 featuring 3 Sri Lankans,
Yeah.
which is fantastic to actually see. Pathum Nissanka is there. Kusal Mendes is there. And also you've got Dhananjay De Silva also there. So that's really good to know. Okay, what else do we actually have on the show? Walid Hasaranga, as of now, and most probably he will end up as the leading wicket taker of the T20 World Cup 2022, just the way he actually finished 2021 also with the leading wicket taker in the T20 World Cups.
But really, won't the semifinals have an impact on this?
I think the closest behind him, I think has 10 wickets.
Right. Okay.
Unless basically whoever gets 10 wickets, ideally 3 wickets in the semis and the finals, if that's the case. Okay, what else do we actually have? Surya Kumar Yadav creates history. He continues his incredible form in 2022, breaking yet another record. Amazing feat for Surya Kumar Yadav, who is also nicknamed as Sky.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What's this record?
The most number of runs for a calendar year in 2022 for T20.
Wow.
And I can't, but just got a ridiculous amount of runs. So not too sure, but clearly he's broken the record there.
Yeah. I think these names have a lot to do with how you perform,
Right?
Surya Kumar. The Sun Prince.
And then there were 4.
Oh, right.
Basically we're left with England, we're left with Pakistan, we're left with India, and we're left with New Zealand as the top 4 teams that go into the semi-finals. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are the details from Down Under. We're going to take a break. We'll be coming back right after this.
මොකක් වුණත් මේ රට දිනනවාමයි. Come on Sri Lanka. අපිට පුළුවන්.
Softlogic Live ලංකාවේ හොඳම සෞඛ්‍ය රක්ෂණයෙන් සුබ පැතුම්.
Corporate events, weddings, concerts, or simply getting fuel with the QR code. Let us help you take your big day to the world with a professional broadcast to Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, MS Teams, or your website at the most affordable rates. So give us a call and let's go live. Podhub.
Welcome to the universe of the Raz, where you explore and discover whatever you want, whatever you need. All you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged, happiness is unlocked. Discover your Daraj.
අභියෝගය මොකක් වුණත් මේ රට දිනනවාමයි. Come on Sri Lanka. අපිට පුළුවන්.
Softlogic Live ලංකාවේ හොඳම සෞඛ්‍ය රක්ෂණයෙන් සුබ පැතුම්.
Clients bowling bounces at you. With Edgevantage, you can ensure there are no more nasty surprises. Get all your client interactions managed in a structured process, so you know what's coming at you next. Edgevantage from SP Solutions. Corporate events, weddings, concerts, or simply getting fuel with the QR code. Let us help you take your big day to the world with a professional broadcast to Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, MS Teams, or your website at the most affordable rates. So give us a call and let's go live. Podhub.
ඕවර් එකයි ලකුණු 8යි විකට් එකයි ඇඟිලි වල නියපොතු ඉවරයි නායක දසුන් ශානකට ලොකු අභියෝගයක් වේගෙන් යවන චමීරද දඟ කවන හසරංගද දඟ කරන්න චාමික නේද දඟ කරන නෙමෙයි දඟ කවන මව්බිමේ බලාපොරොත්තු සුරතට රැගෙන අවසන් ඕවරේ එවීමට ශානක got him ශ්‍රී ලංකා වී අභියෝගය මොකක් වුණත් මේ රට දිනනවාමයි come on Sri Lanka අපිට පුළුවන්
Softlogic Live ලංකාවේ හොඳම සෞඛ්‍ය රක්ෂණයෙන් සුබ පැතුම්.
And we're back.
Yes, we are. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of the show. This is Payback, and sit back with Shaq and Anu. We're into the World Cup season. We're into the final bit as far as the World Cup season is concerned. Pretty disappointed that Sri Lanka didn't make it. I had my hopes up for some big upsets.
Absolutely. And you know, clearly the rain gods were not listening to us.
No.
Or maybe we didn't ask hard enough.
You know, but the thing is this, Anu, did
Yeah.
you watch the Afghanistan-Australia match?
No, I couldn't.
Rashid Khan nearly won it for us.
Yeah. Yes, it got really close.
It
I
did.
know that.
It
Sorry,
did.
I'm sorry. What am I saying? I did see that last
Right,
night.
okay.
You know, and we were cheering in our office.
Of course.
For Afghanistan to do this major upset. And it came so close, but
did.
no cigar, you know.
Yeah, an unfortunate situation there.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, we still had to beat the Englishmen.
Yes.
But we went down to the Englishmen. Unfortunately, we haven't beaten England in the last 11 attempts in T20 cricket.
This is the thing, no? I can't understand what the problem is, you know. What's the hold up?
රත්තරන් ටික අරන් ගියානේ.
Anyway, but I think the major upset that we all need to talk about is what's happened to this man Danushka.
Oh my God.
Or Danishka.
Danushka, unfortunate situation. Early morning on Sunday, phone was buzzing and messaging like crazy. And this happened. I mean, I got this message at about 6 o'clock in the morning from a friend of mine in Australia. He said, the shiznit has gone down here. So what are you talking about? And then he explained this to me at that point, and obviously I didn't want to take it any further because I wanted to wait till verification and stories were coming out.
Yeah.
Hearsay, unfortunately, the story that I heard was he was actually led out from the team bus when they were on the way to the airport.
Whoa, wow.
Yeah, and that was the story. And this supposedly, from information that we're getting, I mean, again, we can't necessarily verify the truth in this, but this has been basically this investigation had been going on for about 3 or 4 days prior to this arrest.
Good heavens. So when did this happen?
last Sunday or Sunday
Oh,
before,
wow.
something like that. Yeah, so the situation is such that now he has been arrested.
And
Bail
denied
has
bail.
been denied
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
And now he's been moved to a holding penitentiary cell.
Yeah.
And well, the situation is such that the social media is obviously on two sides, really.
Absolutely, but a lot of people have already passed judgment. Please keep in mind that you're innocent until proven guilty. And how the dickens are you going to prove consent in a situation like this? Shaq and I were talking
Watch
about
your
this
words,
before.
huh? Carefully.
Yeah.
How the what?
How the dickens?
Yeah, what's your what? What?
How the Danishka is going to prove consent. I mean, it's no joke because sexual violence is something that is completely
Yeah.
cannot be tolerated, certainly. But at the same time, how do you prove that it was in fact sexual assault or rape? How
Yeah.
do you do this? Because it's like I was telling Shaq, there is clearly there was no third party present while this was going down.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no video evidence or audio evidence.
Right.
So it's going to come down or boil down to he said, she said.
That's right. That's right.
So, please keep in mind that there are also lots of honey traps out there, especially when you are an international cricketer or international personality or whatever. And certainly, if he has done, wrong, and certainly if that can be proven, certainly he can get that minimum 14 years in jail.
Is it 14
Yeah,
years?
so
Wow.
that is what it is, right?
Okay.
It's going to come boil down to that. But at the same time, you can't pass judgment on him for him being a single man, with clearly a consenting woman, or so he thought. I don't know. It's all up in there.
That's where we're basically going talking about. And also, by the way, if you've got your comments or your questions, by all means, you can always drop us a message. Remember, it's an open discussion that we're actually having. It's a discussion that the entire country is sort of getting involved in.
Yeah.
Like we said, the social media is
Divided.
alive,
Yeah,
and is divided,
yeah.
completely divided. And like Anu said, and like lots of people are actually talking about the fact that, listen, he has been accused at the moment. He hasn't been convicted. Accusation and conviction are two different things.
Absolutely.
So we just have to follow the process as to exactly what's going to happen. Again, I don't know what the...
We don't know the full details. I don't think anybody knows the full details right
Yeah.
now until the Australian police kind of get to the bottom of it. I think there'll be lengthy questioning for both parties involved. Of course, certainly there was a previous issue.
Yeah,
of
unfortunately,
a similar nature.
unfortunately, he's a bit of a bad boy.
I
he
I
has
can
had
understand
quite
if you
a-
get
yeah.
drunk and you can't perform the next day. That's being a bad boy.
Yeah.
When you actually, sexually assault someone, you are being a criminal.
No, that's
Yeah.
I'm talking about his previous instances.
absolutely.
I mean, there have been many times that he has been reprimanded by
Yeah.
Sri Lanka
Oh, yeah.
cricket for missing practices
Yep.
and breaking
Turning up
curfew,
late.
turning up late.
Yeah.
So many things. So it's pretty unfortunate. The trail obviously has caught up with him
Absolutely.
because people feel that he got away from all those
Yeah,
unfortunate those incidents where he should have been reprimanded much more,
or
but
suspended.
or suspended. But
Yeah.
right now, what has happened, of course, it has happened in a foreign land,
Yeah.
and he is an ambassador of this country, which is also pretty embarrassing for the country and cricket that we so love at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
But I think we just need to lay off.
I think we shouldn't pass opinion until we know all the facts. That's for sure. And then we can obviously opine once we know exactly what went down and there is a conviction that acquittal or conviction that happens, then certainly. But at the same time, why the dickens?
Again,
Why the hell was Danushka still in Australia?
Yeah.
Because he's been injured for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, he was injured in the first couple of games or so, but according to that, the SLC has also sent a statement on the fact that he was kept in Australia because he had recovered fast. Even though he was not in the 15, he was actually as a traveling reserve. And just in case something else came up, they could have actually put him in because he had supposedly acclimatized. He has definitely acclimatized.
I think he has acclimatized too well.
Yeah.
This is the problem, I think he took it a step too far.
Look, the thing is this, right? At the end of the day, we're certainly not taking sides. If he has done what he's accused of doing, he should certainly serve time.
Absolutely.
Right?
But
He should.
in the meanwhile, please stop the whole witch hunt mode that we are on, because we don't know all the facts.
Yeah, and unfortunately, right now we only know the statement that's been released by the Australian police.
Yeah.
We have not got his side of the story as yet, and
that's
I don't know why.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Why is
That
that?
is what's bothering us, because why don't we know his side of the story?
Why doesn't his side of the story come up?
Yeah. And surely there are so many Sri Lankans there, so many Sri Lankan lawyers there. I mean, if you really want what he has to say, if he want to hear it, and if it needs to get on social media, there are more than enough means to do so.
Yeah, and would love to hear what your thoughts are. And I mean, obviously, everyone's saying whatever they had to say on social media. Twitter is alive, Facebook is alive, and lots of memes going on about the fact that, visit Sri Lanka or Sri Lanka will visit you, things like that, which is going about. So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, like we said, whatever said and done, we really have to basically sit back and just make sure that the process is done. He has been denied bail twice. I think his lawyers are going to make an appeal to the Supreme Court. And we just have to basically wait and see. Now, let me just remind you, some time ago, right, there was a Sri Lankan in Australia who was accused for terrorism.
Absolutely.
Right.
A young boy who was in university.
I should say he's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Who was accused for terrorism.
Yeah.
And he was behind bars.
Absolutely.
And finally, the guy who obviously made the claim.
Yeah, the girl who actually made the claim.
No, it was the guy.
Oh, was
and
it?
the funny thing, of course, is the individual was an Australian Test player's brother. Who made this allegation, and they were all sticking by saying, listen, he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But it was fabricated. The whole story was fabricated.
Absolutely. Was there no punishment dealt out to this false accuser? Was he not fined?
I think there is a case against the Australian police.
Oh, right.
That's actually been filed by the family. So look, let's just stick to the facts. Let's find out what is happening. Just because you do not like somebody
does not make them guilty.
Does not make them guilty, right? We're not saying anything. Yes, it's pretty sad because straight
it's
up,
despicable that it has come to this, because we were in the middle of playing T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
And a Sri Lankan cricket player is now behind bars.
I know.
So that's what it boils down to.
And I don't think I can actually blame the individuals who are sort of going after him because of his checkered past.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if there was an individual who had a clean past and something like this obviously happened, people will be shocked. No, this could not have been done. It's not possible. But because of his checkered past, doesn't actually mean that he is guilty till he is convicted.
Absolutely. Does not mean his checkered past certainly doesn't make him a rapist.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
But everybody obviously has their opinions, which is perfectly fine. Like we said, if he has done it, if the facts prove that he has done it, he should serve his time. He should be banned from international cricket, all cricket for that matter, even book cricket for that matter. He should not play book cricket, right?
No, but if he is actually convicted, I mean, by the time he comes out, anyway, he would have retired.
Yeah, I mean that's also true. I mean, but it's a shame at the end of the day. But let's just hold back, guys. That's all I can say. Just hold back. I know everybody's emotions are running wild and of course running over the top because people feel that he has got away from certain things in Sri Lanka. That he has done these things, he has got away. But now he supposedly has got caught there.
Absolutely. I saw a lovely little cartoon done, I think, on one of the national papers. Where this white-clad hand is offering money.
Right.
And the Lady Justice says, I'm sorry, this is Australia.
Oh, wow. Really? Oh, okay. So that's what's actually on social media right throughout. And like I said, everybody has their opinions, but at the end of the day, opinions really don't matter. Facts do. So at the end of the day, let's just wait till the facts come out and, let's all sort of make our judgments then.
Absolutely. And certainly if he's not guilty, please let this be a lesson to him. Let him go and let this be a lesson to him to calm down.
Yeah.
And just focus on the game, because actually he's a darn good cricketer.
If
he can actually focus on what he's supposed to do.
That's true. That is so true. Yeah. That is so true. He's a really talented individual. He's a talented cricketer. But yeah, I suppose this is his weakness at the end of the day. All right, so what we're going to do on the show today is we want to really speak about this and, of course, talk about what's actually burning right now. I also found out that the coach was actually summoned by by the committee.
Yeah, and one other player. Who was it? Not Dasun Shanaka, but
Dasun was also summoned to give a statement.
Yeah.
But now there are stories coming out that there is another cricketer who was embroiled in a casino bar, a casino brawl. A casino brawl, and that's also sort of coming out. And this brawl was supposedly stopped by Dasun and Banuka.
Right.
What were they doing in the casino?
That's another problem.
That's the question I want to know. How much did you win?
Again, names can you know whether look, if you're going to do indiscreet things, you've got to be, very discreet about it.
No, but the other thing also, Anu, is the fact that now people, now all these stories are coming out, right?
Yeah.
Now there is also a cricket manager who manages these individuals and takes care of the whole thing. So you can't necessarily also put the entire blame on the manager, asking what was the manager doing, what's the story.
I don't think he can babysit them like 24/7.
You can't babysit them, right? You can't. You're not supposed. Not they are supposed to, but you're not supposed to. At the end of the day, but it boils down to each and every individual as to how you should actually behave in a foreign country.
Yeah.
Follow the laws, follow the rules, follow what you need to do, and stay out of trouble. As simple as that.
It's so simple. The thing is this, like, look, if you really want to have a drink or, do anything, any of these other nefarious activities, you can, you know what I mean? You can take a holiday.
Yeah.
Not during a tournament.
Yeah, I know. There's so many questions, unanswered questions. I think one by one it'll start coming out. But yeah, at the end of the day, we just have to basically sit back, wait till the facts come out, wait till the decision's been made. Whatever the decision is, we need to obviously stick by it because it's not a decision that's been sort of come to in Sri Lanka. Yeah. It's a decision that the Australian courts and the judges, of course, will end up coming with. So whatever it is, if he's done it, it's terrible. No words about it.
No question. He has to be punished for it.
Simple as that. So let's get into some the clips that we have for you on the show as we look back on some of the great shows and the great conversations that we had with Chaminda Vas right here on Payback right now.
අපි කතා කරපු දෙයක් තමයි ආරම්භක පිතිකරු two openers or number 3 should bat till the end.
Yeah.
අපි T20 එකත් කතා කරනවා one days වලත් අපි කතා කරනවා. ඉතින් කුසල්ගේ ඉනිම අපි කතා කළොත් කුසල් ඉතාමත් ඒ තනතිරුව අධ්‍යයනය කරලා එයා ඒ තනතුරු ලේසි නැහැ ගහන්න. එයා අන්තිම වෙනකන් ඉඳලා ලකුණු 75ක් රැස් කළා බෝල් 44ට. මම හිතන්නේ ඒක අනර්ගිනිමක්. ඉතින් ඒ ලකුණු 75ත් එක්ක තමයි අපිට 162ක් ආවේ. හැබැයි එයාත් එක්ක තව හිටියා චරිත් අසලංක 31ක් ගෙවු බෝල 30ට. ඔව්. දෙන්නයි ක්‍රීඩා කළේ. ඔව් දෙන්නයි ක්‍රීඩා කරේ. දෙන්නයි ක්‍රීඩා කළා අපි 160ක් ගැහුවා. ඉතින් මේ වගේ 20 තරඟවල ඔය වගේ තව දෙන්නෙක් 30 දෙකක් ගැහුවොත් දන්නේ නැතුම 180ක් 190ක් එනවා. ඉතින් ඒක තමයි අපි ඊළඟ වටේට යද්දී අපි හදාගන්න ඕන දේවල්. මම හිතනවා especially when you play qualifying games you have a pressure.
Pressure එක වැඩිද?
Pressure එක වැඩි. I was in the 2021. The guys are emotional, psychologically. There are so many people sending messages, expectations high. ඒ වේව වුණාම matches තුනෙන් දෙකක් දිනනවා කියන එක පොඩි
moral boost
එකක් තියෙනවා දිනන්න ඕනේ කියලා.
Right.
දැන් Super 12 එකට ගියාම තරඟ 5ක් තියෙනවා.
ඔව්.
තරඟ 5ක් තියෙද්දී තරඟ 3ක් දිනනවා කියන එක එච්චර ලොකු දෙයක් නෙමෙයි.
Right.
ඉතින් මම හිතනවා අපේ කණ්ඩායමේ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ ඉන්නවා හරි වෙලාවට අපි කියන අර switch on switch off වෙන එක මේ තරඟ තුනෙන් ඉගෙනගත්ත පාඩම් එකතු කරගෙන Super 12 එකට යද්දී වෙනසක් කරයි කියලා මම විශ්වාස කරනවා.
හැබැයි අපි දැන් ඊයේ කතා කරගෙන ඉන්නවා කොහොමද අපි මේ අලුතෙන් එන ෆාස්ට් බෝලර්ස් රිප්ලේස්මන්ට්ස් ලා ෆයර් කරන්න කියලා. But considering that I love the win today because ඇත්තටම බය වෙලානේ හිටියේ. මේක වැඩ කරයිද නැද්ද කියන එක.
No.
නෑ ඒක ඇත්තටම පොඩි බයක් තිබුණා. මටත් බයක් තිබුණා. මොකද
ලයිරු කුමාර ලාස්ට් ඕවරේ දාන්නකොට
ලයිරු කුමාර අපි ඔක්කොම දන්න ලයිරු කුමාර මාස ගානකට ක්‍රිකට් ගහලා නැහැ.
ඔව්.
බිනුරත් ක්‍රිකට් ගහලා නැහැ.
ඔව්.
හැබැයි බිනුර ගියේ ඕස්ට්‍රේලියාවේ දාට වෙන්න. නමුත් ඒ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ දෙන්නගේ තිබුණ කොන්ෆිඩන්ස් එක. මොකද ලයිරු කුමාර ටීම් එකත් එක්කම ගියානේ ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කළා. acclimatize වුණා ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කළා
and very fast
බිනුර ඒ දේවල් එක ප්‍රැක්ටිස් සෙෂන් එකක් තිබුණේ. නමුත් තරංගයට අවතීර්ණ වුණ විදිය ඉතාමත් හොඳයි. මම හිතන්නේ ඉතාමත් හොඳින් පන්දු යවුවා. මම දැකපු දෙයක් තමයි ඒ ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකේ අපි එදත් කතා කළා ඒ කන්ඩිෂන් ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එක සොෆ්ට් එක මම දැක්ක සමහර තැන්වල පොඩි බිනුර දුවද්දී එහෙම මේ දේවල් තිබුණා. මම හිතන්නේ හොඳ මූව් එකක්. මොකද එක පාටම මේව කරන්න ගිහිල්ලා ඉන්ජර්ඩ් වුණොත් අපිට තවත් මේක පන්දුවේ යවන්නෙක් නැති වෙනවා. ඉතින්
ඔයාලට තමයි යන්නේ.
හොඳ දෙයක් ඒකලේ. නමුත් මම හිතනවා පන්දු යවපු විදිය ඉතාමත් හොඳයි. මම හිතන්නේ ලයිරු කුමාරගේ කම්බැක් එක really good. අපි එදා කතා කළා එයාව යොදා ගන්න ඕනේ කොයි විදිහට කියන එක. ඉතින් අලුත් බෝලේ යොදාගත්තා, මැද යොදාගත්තා, අවසානයේ පන්දු වාරයේ යොදාගත්තා. හොඳින් පන්දු යවුවා. ඉතින් අපිට බෑකප් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒ දෙන්නා දැන් ඊළඟ පූනිම් වල හොඳට පූනිම් වෙලා ඉරිදා තරගයට ලෑස්ති වෙන එක තමයි ලොකුම දේ.
අපි කතා කරා මේ I think
මහේෂ්ගේ දැන් මේ ප්‍රශ්නෙට තමයි මේ උත්තර දෙන්නේ. මේක කිව්වේ නැති උනට මොකද එයා අහලා තියෙන්නේ බිනුරයි ලහිරුගේ performance එක ගැන වාස මොනවද හිතන්නේ. මහේෂ් අහන ප්‍රශ්නේ තමයි මේ දැන් උත්තරේ යන්නේ.
මම දකින්නේ කාලයකට පස්සේ මාස ගාණක් ලේසි නෑ ක්‍රීඩකයෙක්ට ඉන්ජරි එකකින් පස්සේ මේ වගේ ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකක perform කරනවා කියන එක ලේසි නෑ. right? මොකද expectation වැඩි. අපේ හිටපු මේන් බෝලර්ස්ලා දෙන්නෙක් දුෂ්මන්ත දේශාන් මදුෂ්ක එතකොට ප්‍රමෝද් මදුෂාන් තුන්දෙනෙක් ඉන්ජර්. ඉතින් මම හිතනවා මේ කෝචින් ස්ටාෆ් එක මේව කතා කරනවා ඇති ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකේ ස්වභාවය මේ දේවල් තියෙනවා. ඒකත් එක්ක perform කරනවා කියන එක ලේසි නෑ. නමුත් මම හිතනවා ලයිරුයි බිනුරයි up to the mark. හොඳට perform කළා කියලා මම කියනවා.
Vasi, we spoke about this before. I mean, even I think today at the press conference also, Mahesh Deekshana spoke about the softness of the grass. Right? අපිත් මේක කතා කරා grass එක හරි soft කියලා. Soft කියන්නේ මොකද sponge වගේද? මොකද දැන් මෙතන තියෙන grass එක වගේ නෙමෙයි තියෙන. That's why you see them very gingerly also running. Because
and the ball bounces and stops.
It stops. It basically stops. Soft කියන්නේ මොකද?
Soft කියන්නේ Shaq like this, you know, මේකේ ඇවිල්ලා grass එකේ thickness එක වැඩි.
Right.
මේකේ thickness එක වැඩි. එතකොට අපි කකුලක් උනත් තිබ්බම පොඩ්ඩක් ඇතුළට බහින ස්වභාවයක් තියෙනවා.
Right.
මේකේ යට උනත් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට දාලා තියෙන්නේ වැලි එකත් එක්ක තමයි ගිහිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් soft වෙන්න අපිට කාෆ් එකට ඇන්කල් එකට හැම්ස්ට්‍රින්ග් වලට දරා ගන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රමාණයක් තියෙනවා තමන්ගේ ඇඟේ බොඩි වේට් එකත් එක්ක.
Right.
ඉතින් ලේසි නෑ. අනිත් එක අපි කල්පනා කරන සීතලත් එක්ක.
ඔව්.
අපි එකපාරට දුවලා නැවතුනොත් සමහර කට්ටියගේ ජීන්ස් තියෙනවා. ඒ ජීන්ස් එක තමයි ඔය එක ඉන්ජරිස් එන්න පුළුවන්.
We were talking about the injuries, Vasi. Then what bowling coach කෙනෙක් මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රිකට් එකේ හිටියා අවුරුද්දක් විතර at least about 16 months විතර හිටියානේ. At that point, something very interesting to notice, you didn't have too many injuries when you were looking after the bowlers at that point. Now මෙතන බලනකොට in the last 6 months you have about almost 8 bowlers who have basically been sidelined from injuries. Now Dushchandra Chamira came back. Pramod Madhushankar is also basically down now. Your Kasun Rajitha is also down, but he's coming back in terms of the squad. What did you do at that point where you kept them in order, and what are they not doing right now to get injured so fast?
No, I'm not blaming for anyone.
Right.
but මම දකින දෙයක් තමයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට you need to have understanding with the head coach and trainer
Right.
and the physio. Well, normally we have a meeting
Right.
every week, right? We have a coaching meeting. So the head coach කියනවා අපිට ඔයගලන්ගේ concerns දෙන්න. මේ concerns මේවත් මොකද්ද ඔයගලන්ගේ කියන්නේ. එතකොට අපි කතා කරලා කියන්න ඕනේ මෙන්න මේ දේවල් තියෙනවා මේකයි කියලා. දැන් මම ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමත් එක්ක ඉද්දී එංගලන්තයේදී ඔය වගේ අත්දැකීමක් මට තියෙනවා. එතකොට මම ඒක වෙලාවකට කිව්වා මගේ පන්දු යවන්න අද පන්දු යවන්නේ ඕවර් 4යි.
Right.
එතකොට හිටපු පුණුකරු ගෝනේ 6ක් දාන්න ඕනේ. මම කොහොනේ මම 4යි දාන්නේ. මොකද ඒ පන්දු යවන්නන්ට රන් අප් එක ගන්න බෑ.
Right. Right.
රන් අප් එක ගන්න බැරි වුණාම ෂෝට් රන් අප් එකෙන් දාන්න. එතකොට එයාලගේ ස්ට්‍රයිඩ්ස් වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. රිද්ම් එක වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් ඒ වගේ දේවල් මම හරි කන්සර්න්. ඒ වගේම ප්ලේයර්ස් ලගේ මම හැම වෙලාවෙම බලනවා ප්ලේයර්ස් ලගේ බූට්ස් වල නේල්ස් ඒවා මම ඒවා හැම වෙලාවෙම කන්සර්න්. ඉතින් ඒ දේවල් අපි කතා කරන්න ඕනේ මීටින් එකේ මේ වගේ ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකකට එද්දි. ස්පෙෂලි ජීලොන් වල අපි ගහන්නේ මේ ෆුටි ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකේ.
Right.
එතකොට අපි දැනගන්න ඕනේ මේ ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකේ ස්වභාවය මොකද්ද? මේ ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකේ වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද කියන එක අපි දැනගන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් මේ දේවල් මං හිතනවා සමහරට කතා කරන්න ඇති. නමුත් මේවා මිස් වෙන්නේ නැති. මේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ටත් මේවා අමතක වෙනවා.
Oh.
Because they are under pressure about the match.
ඔව් මැච් එකකදී ඒවා අමතක නැති. මේ දේවල් බල්ලා කෝචින් ස්ටාෆ් එකක් හැටියට මේ දේවල් කතා කරලා තමන්ගේ තියෙන අදහස් වමාරු කරගෙන වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් මම දකින්නේ ඒ දේ. ඉතින් ඒ දේ හින්දා තමයි මට පුළුවන් වුණා මාස 10 මම හිටපු මාස 10 මගේ පන්දු යවන්න උන් ඉන්ජරිස් නැතුව බලාගන්න. මොකද මම ගොඩක් වෙලා ට්‍රේනර්ත් එක්ක වැඩ කළා.
හරි.
එතකොට අපේ හිටියේ ලෝකල් ට්‍රේනර් කෙනෙක් හිටියේ. ලෝකල් ෆිසියෝ කෙනෙක් හිටියේ. ඉතින් අපි ළඟින් වැඩ කළා. අපි කතා කරන විදිහට අපි මේව කළා. අපි හොඳට බලාගත්තා. ඉතින් ඒ හින්දා තමයි ක්‍රීඩකයෝ ගොඩක් එකමුතු වෙලා වැඩ කරලා කිසිම දෙයක් නැතුව දිගටම ගෙනිච්ච. ඉතින් අද ඒකේ අනිත් පැත්ත හැබැයි මේ වෙලාවේ ලෝකල් කෝචස්ලා දෙන්නෙක් හිටියනම් ට්‍රේනර්යි ෆිසියෝයි.
Right.
අද අම්බානක බැනු.
Oh.
අම්බාන උච්චර වේලා මේ දන්නේ නැහනේ කරන්න කිසිම දෙයක් දන්නේ නැහනේ. ඔන්න ඕක තමයි තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ අපි.
Right.
ඉතින් මං හිතනවා මේ දේවල් ඊළඟ වෙනියුස් වලට යද්දී
කතා කරලා
මේවා කරගෙන ගෙනියන්න කියලා.
Right.
ඊළඟ වටේට.
Pawan Muranga is asking this question. අපි මේක ගැන කතා කරා ඇත්තටම දවස් දැන් කීපයක්ම. අපේ ෆාස්ට් බෝලිං සයිඩ් එක මදි. නැද්ද ලහිරු කුමාර වෙනුවට ආදේශකයක් නැද්ද?
චමින්ද වාසිතරයි ඉන්නේ.
අපි මේක ගැන කතා කරා ඇත්තටම කොච්චර අමාරු වෙනද දැන් මේ ඉන්න ෆාස්ට් බෝලර්ස්ලා තියන්නේ ඉන්නේ.
ඇත්තටම අපිට ඉන්න ෆාස්ට් බෝලර්ස්ලා සීමිත ප්‍රමාණයක් ඉන්නේ. ඉතින් අපිට දුෂ්මන්ත වෙනුවට ආදේශ කරන්න පුළුවන් ලහිරු තමයි. ලහිරු 145කට දානවා. I'm very impressed with Lahiru today, the way he moved,
especially the last over. Yeah.
Even the wicket is low, bounce තිබුණා, හොඳට බෝල් කළා.
pace තිබුණා.
And he used his height, නේ?
Yeah. ඉතින් මං හිතනවා ඊළඟ පූනිම් වල ගොඩක් මේ වෙලා සුපර් වටේට එද්දී මීට වඩා හොඳින් කරයි කියලා. නැත්තම් අපිට ඉන්නේ බින්රේ ඉන්නවා, ප්‍රමෝද් මදුෂාන් ඉන්නවා. ඊළඟට ඉන්නේ කසුන් රාජිත ආසිත ෆෙනන්ඩෝ. ඔච්චරයි අපිට ඉන්න දැන්ට ඉන්න වේගපන්දු බලන්නේ ඉන්න.
What happened to Vishwa Fernando? Was he also not part of the setup?
Vishwa was part of Test cricket.
Test cricket.
Not
Okay.
in
T20.
T20 and one day. It is mainly the selectors are focusing on Test matches.
මොකක්ද වෙනස? How can you say that you are a test bowler or you're a ODI bowler T20? මොකක්ද තියෙන්නේ මම test bowler කෙනෙක් for the selector to decide that you are good for test only?
Selectors la බලන්නේ මේමයි when it comes to one days and T20 and not that I'm saying that Vishwa is not smart.
Yeah.
And smart pennone, the variation, consistency, accuracy, ඒ දේවල් ඔක්කොම බලනවා. ද විශ්වගේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ටෙස්ට් ක්‍රිකට් වල උනත් ලකුණු පොඩ්ඩක් ලීක් වෙනවා.
Right.
ඉතින් එයාගේ consistency එක හදාගන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඒක ගොඩක් අපි කළා. නමුත් පන්දු යවන්නගෙන් පන්දු යනවට වෙනස් වෙනවා ෂැක්. ඉතින් ඒක ඇවිල්ලා මේ කොච්චර කියලා දුන්නත්
ඒක පොඩ්ඩක්
ඇඟෙන්ම ඉන්න ඕනේ. බෝල් කරන ඒරියාස් කන්සිස්ටන්ට් වෙන්න. ඉතින් මම ඒකයි මම හැමදාම කියන්නේ ෆාස්ට් බෝලර් කෙනෙක් වුණාම ප්‍රැක්ටිස් වල ඕවර් 4ක් 5ක් 6ක් දාලා ඔය කන්සිස්ටන්සි එක ඇකියුරසි එක හදාගන්න බෑ. අඩුම ගානේ ඕවර් 8ක් 9ක් 10ක් දාන්න ඕනේ. එයාගේ තියෙන ෆිට්නස් ලෙවල් එක ඕවර් 10ක් කියන්නේ බෝල 60ක්.
ඔව්.
දැන් ඔය බෝල 60ට අපි නිකන් කතා කළොත් in swing, out swing, slow ball, yorkers, wide yorkers bowling දෙකෙන් use වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ. ඉතින් මේවා මේ skill එක අපි හදාගන්න ඕනේ practice වල.
ඔයා nets වල කොච්චර බෝල් කරාද?
nets වල මම ඒ කාලේ ගොඩක් පැයකමාරක් බෝල් කරා.
Right.
ඔව් මම
how many overs is that?
පැයකමාරක් කියන්නේ over
40ක් විතර ඇතිනේ?
නෑ පැයකමාරක් කියන්නේ 3 දිනක් එක පන්දුවේදී පැයකමාරක් කියන්නේ over 10ක් විතර යවනවා every day. ඔව් ඒක ඇවිල්ලා මම නැෂනල් ටීම් එකත් එක්ක ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරද්දි පැයකමාරක් බෝල් කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ එතන ප්‍රැක්ටිස් වල ක්ලබ් එකට ගිහිල්ලා ආයෙත් විනාඩි 45ක් විතර බෝල් කරනවා.
Right.
ඒ විදිහට තමයි ඒ කාලේ අපි හැදුනේ. මොකද අපි ඒ කාලේ මම තාමත් විශ්වාස කරන තමයි ෆාස්ට් බෝලර් කෙනෙක් වුණාම ෆාස්ට් බෝලර් කෙනෙක් රයිට් ආර්ම් හරි ලෙෆ්ට් ආර්ම් හරි වුණාම මේ ආර්ම් එකේ මසල් මෙමරි එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. මසල් මෙමරි එක තියෙන්න තමයි මේ කකුල් දුවන විදියට මේ කරන විදියට තමයි අපේ ඇඟ වැඩ කරන්නේ.
Right. Automatically වැඩ කරනවා.
How did you figure this out? කවුරුන් මේ කිව්වද නැත්නම් you figured this out?
I figured this out.
Yeah.
Then I was talking to Wasim Akram one day. Then he said මට එකපාරට කිව්වා practice වල බෝල් කරද්දී උනත් at least if you're bowling 5 overs at least 3 overs වක්වත් 100% බෝල් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි මසල් මෙමරි එකේ තියෙන්නේ කියන එක.
Right.
So ඒක I took it in a different way, say that බෝල් කරද්දී උනත් අපි බලන්න ඕනේ හැම වෙලාවෙම 100% දෙන එක ඒක ප්‍රගුණ කරන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් දැන් ගහන ක්‍රිකට් එකත් එක්ක ඒක කරන්න බෑ ෂැක්. මොකද මේ දැන් ගහන ක්‍රීඩකයෝ ගොඩක් ටෙස්ට් ක්‍රිකට් ගහනවා, වන් ඩේ ගහනවා, T20 ගහනවා, එතකොට ෆ්‍රැන්චයිස් ක්‍රිකට් ගහනවා. එතකොට අපි බෝලර්ස්ලව ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඕවර්ස් අඩු කරලා තියෙන්නේ. නමුත්
prevent injury.
හැබැයි ඉතින් සමහර ක්‍රීඩකයෝ ඉන්නවා so strong. සමහර කට්ටිය ඉන්නවා weak. ඉතින් ඒකත් එක්ක තමයි ක්‍රීඩකයන්ගේ පන්දු යවන විදිය අපි මැනේජ් කරගන්නේ හැම වෙලාවෙම.
අභියෝගය මොකක් වුණත් මේ රට දිනනවාමයි. Come on ශ්‍රී ලංකා. අපිට පුළුවන්.
Softlogic Live ලංකාවේ හොඳම සෞඛ්‍ය රක්ෂණයෙන් සුබ පැතුම්.
Corporate events, weddings, concerts, or simply getting fuel with the QR code. Let us help you take your big day to the world with a professional broadcast to Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, MS Teams, or your website at the most affordable rates. So give us a call and let's go live. Podhub.
Welcome to the universe of the Raz, where you explore and discover whatever you want, whatever you need. All you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged, happiness is unlocked. Discover your Daraz.
අභියෝගය මොකක් වුණත් මේ රට දිනනවාමයි. Come on ශ්‍රී ලංකා. අපිට පුළුවන්.
Softlogic Live ලංකාවේ හොඳම සෞඛ්‍ය රක්ෂණයෙන් සුබ පැතුම්.
Do we bat or do we bowl first? Take out the guesswork and make informed decisions. With all the information you need in a single screen to make the right decision. Edgevantage from SP Solutions.
ඕවර් එකයි ලකුණු 8යි විකට් එකයි ඇඟිලි වල නියපොතු ඉවරයි නායක දසුන් ශානකට ලොකු අභියෝගයක් වේගෙන් යවන චමීරද දඟ කවන හසරංගද දඟ කරන්න චාමික නේද දඟ කරන නෙමෙයි දඟ කවන මව්බිමේ බලාපොරොත්තු සුරතට රැගෙන අවසන් ඕවරේ එවීමට ශානක ගොට් හිට් ශ්‍රී ලංකා වී අභියෝගය මොකක් වුණත් මේ රට දිනනවාමයි come on ශ්‍රී ලංකා අපිට පුළුවන්
Softlogic Live ලංකාවේ හොඳම සෞඛ්‍ය රක්ෂණයෙන් සුබ පැතුම්.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Final few minutes of the show. You know what's so disappointing so far with this whole payback shows that we've done?
What?
That only one person has actually won the money.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, it's actually so hard to predict the score, you know.
Not bad.
It's not easy at all, you know. But the thing is, but we've had hundreds of predictions
Oh
come in
my
per
God.
match, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd think that someone would get it on the head,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's either too low or too high.
And more often than not, like we spoke about this on the show the other day, more often than not, what happens, of course, is the fact that they take the previous match as some sort of
Benchmark. Yeah.
And say, kasi 20 ගියුවා, මෙසරේ 35ක් විතර ගහන්න ඇති.
Oh, yeah.
And we're all out for 100.
Yeah. So how do you can't. You can't.
Yeah,
So,
so-
you know what I mean? And the thing is, I'm being a Sri Lankan, you really don't want to predict that kind of low score also, right?
Yeah,
because
but then-
obviously because you have high hopes for the team.
That is also true. That is also true.
But the you know what the one that was actually right on the head was that 162, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So I think
Apart from that, that's 16,200 rupees that individual actually won, which if you're watching, the money will be sent to you right after the payback series is over. Rightio then, we're almost done with the show for today, and on Thursday, Chamin Dabas comes in for his final show with us, and we've had such a great time with him so far.
absolutely. And of course, I'm like waiting to see how the semifinals turn out. You know, tomorrow will be very exciting. You know,
Oh, yeah.
we got to watch it even though Sri Lanka is not playing because I mean, Pakistan is playing and
Yeah.
they are, you know, unpredictable as hell.
I have no problems with anybody winning the T20 World Cup except for India.
Yeah, but that's what a lot. That's what a lot of people have to say. But I also like to remind you, Shaq, that they were the only ones who extended the helping hand when the chips were down.
Yeah, hurry, the cricket no, the different story.
වැඩි කියන්නේ සෙවල වැඩි නේ. ඒකනේ.
Yeah.
පණ්ඩිතකම වැඩි. ඒකයි.
I think that's one of the reasons.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
one of the reasons. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, I've got no issues with New Zealand winning. I'd love it. I've
Yeah,
got no
absolutely.
issues with Pakistan winning.
Yeah.
I mean, they deserve it at the same time. I have no problems with England winning. Have something to do with India winning because we'll never stop watching that win.
Absolutely. ඕක දැන් තව අවුරුදු දෙකක් අපිට බලන්න වෙන එක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when you consider that, best not for them to.
That's the thing. So basically, and also we've got so many ICC events actually coming up in the next couple of years. Next year, the 50 World Cup is going to be happening in India, and
You know, and I think that's great, Shaq, you know, because I think our, you know, seam attack will be fantastic by the time. Fitness, everything sorted.
Better be.
And we are playing in, you know, in our kind of conditions.
That's right.
Our spin attack will be formidable, especially on Indian wickets.
Yeah.
So, you know, and the thing is this, we've had this great experience on what to look out for in you know, high pressure tournament, and this was the T20 World Cup, and you know, we've had the worst of it, and we've, you know, still managed to, I mean, we are not embarrassed in that.
Yeah, no, the other thing, of course, that we need to sort of basically understand is this bunch of young cricketers are playing together, and and together this is their second World Cup they've been to back.
Yep.
Right, and this is high pressure games back to back.
Absolutely.
And of course they're going to go for another one in October 2023, where the 50-over World Cup is going to be happening in India, and 2024 you got the T20 World Cup that's basically happening again, and this time it's going to be in the West Indies and in the USA. So this team needs to stick together, and this team needs to play together, and this team can actually take us to a different level altogether.
Absolutely. I'm glad that we are playing Afghanistan soon after.
We're playing end of this month.
Yeah, soon after the conclusion of this World Cup. So it's going to be cricket, lovely cricket.
And we're going to India also, Anu.
Oh.
We're going to India. Because there's going to be a lot of cricket that's going to be happening in the next 2 months. So we have Afghanistan that's coming in at the end of November. All 3 matches are T20 matches, which of course are going to be played in Pallekele. And then after that, we've got the LPL that is going to be taking place in December. And once that is done, end of December, we actually fly to India to play 3 ODIs and 3 T20s, which runs through
they've given
January.
us 6 matches.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad at all.
Not bad.
I didn't think that they would.
Yes.
But thank you. You see what I mean? The Indians. They are the only ones who kind of... you try to organize a series with England, you see how one ODI, one T20.
Near the
maybe one
airport grounds.
What's the deal, man?
Unheard of grounds. Anyway, thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with you once again tomorrow night as we go live on our platforms on PodHub. And we're back with you on Sit Back with Shaq and Anu as we're talking about the final few games of the World Cup, T20 World Cup, right here on Payback.
Absolutely. And, this is this is the kind of advice that I wish people had given Danishka before all the shenanigans. Keep your pants on and your fingers crossed.
Have yourself a good night, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.